beautiful souls, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we have the topic, the T. What tough love message do you need to hear from Spirit right now? Quick little disclaimer before we get into things here. I am doing a live reading session on TikTok on Wednesday night at 7:45 p.m. Eastern, and what that means is I will be doing live pools for those who either prepaid or pays during the session for a reading. So how it'll go, it'll be $1 per card. You can just join the live on Wednesday night, and if there's time or if you want to, you can send over, $5 for a question. I'll pull 5 cards from you on the live stream, and it'll be a fun interactive reading. I said prepay, so some of you can be prepaying on my website www.tarotwithabby.com, and there will be a little product image that says TikTok live reading, and what you will do there is you can do essentially the same thing I just said. Pick how many cards you want drawn. If you want 10, pay $10. You give me your TikTok username handle and your question, and you guarantee yourself a reading spot for Wednesday night during the live reading session. If it somehow happens where I don't see you in the chats at all during the session, or you just don't make it at all, I will be refunding you the money. And that's kind of how it will go. And the cool thing about the prepay option too is you don't have to use PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo, because my website recently got approved for major debit credit card transactions. So you can pay with your card if you want, if you don't have Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, or whatever the case is. So if that's something that interests you and you want to join me, you can head over to my TikTok at dunkitLikeAbby.com, not .com, oh my goodness, just at dunkitLikeAbby, and you can hit the little live event information little rectangular box on my bio. If you click on that, you can register, and basically what that means is it will notify you when I go live on Wednesday night. So some really cool things happening, and again, it's just like I said, if you want a personal reading from me, I now will take major debit / credit card transactions, which is really awesome because that opens the door to more people who want readings that might not necessarily have PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. So it's really, really cool, and I'm really excited. And yeah, so nonetheless, I will stop blabbering. We will get into these piles here. Again, pile 1 is the Smoky Amethyst Tower, pile 2, the regular Amethyst, and pile 3, the Moss Agate. So take a few seconds here, pause the video, take a few deep breaths, and pick whatever pile you feel the most drawn to. All right, guys, let's get into it. All right, hey, pile 1, the Smoky Amethyst Tower pile. Let's see your tough love message with my pre-shuffled cards here. All right, we're going to start with the tarot cards, and this is the Modern Witch Tarot deck, so I know some people might ask. Okay, we have the 6 of Cups. Oh my goodness. Ooh, 6s, 6 of Wands. The 3 of Cups, nice. And we have the 7 of Wands. Love to see it. And I want to pull the rest of the cards. These cards I'm pulling out now are from the Rebel deck, if you ever heard of it. It has some curse words in it, so I apologize, but I'm gonna go fully authentic here. We have the You Are Loved card, and on the back it says, you are here for a reason, don't fuck it up. And then the second card we have is, you need some fucking yoga in your life. Ancient shit is cool. I love that. I'm gonna put that there. And then these 2 cards are supplementary cards to kind of see what the full spread is kind of talking about here, your tough love message. We have Raindrops, take a chance on them. And the other one is a house card. So it's going to tell me what part of your life specifically could this tough love message be pointing towards. So we have, as you did in the past, your home base or your family, do what makes you feel secure in the 4th house. That's interesting. Okay, there's a lot going on here, pile 1, about needing to understand that you are loved by family and friends. Specifically with that 4th house thing, some of you, pile 1, could just struggle with your identity in terms of how family members view you, how friends view you, maybe how you were received or viewed in the earlier parts of your life. Like if some family members teased you a lot, or you were, not always in a super close friend group or something where it's like you never knew where you stood with other people your age. And pile one, this is a huge tough love message about understanding that you are loved. You are here for a reason, okay? And the people around you are in your life because they want to be in your life, specifically when it comes to friends. And I know you could easily say that family members, you have to be, you know, a part of their lives, like especially if they're blood. Like for you, pile one, that Six of Cups card is really just showing me that the people in your life when it comes to family do love you. And I feel like this is something that a lot of you need to be understanding deep down, okay? And I want to say too, with the Six of Wands and the Seven of Wands, this is also Spirit kind of insinuating that you need to be more proud about who you are. And I also want to say too, with the You Are Loved card on the back saying you're here for a reason, don't fuck it up. That Seven of Wands shows me that if sometimes you feel like giving up, I'm not sure if that is trigger warning, talking about potential suicidal thoughts or anything, but this is Spirit kind of slapping you in the face to make you understand that you have a great support system around you. You have people who want to make you feel secure and loved, and this is not a time to be questioning it, doubting it, or pushing these people away. Specifically with the Raindrops card, the Take a Chance on Them, this is Spirit clearly indicating to you that there are people around you who want to help you even through your hardest moments. I like to think the Raindrops card is also kind of like teardrops. Like even when you feel like you are at your lowest, you always have someone else to be there with you. Regardless if it's a friend or family member, this person, these type of people don't want to give up on you, okay? Like they are your home base. So a lot of you, specifically maybe even throughout 2021 as we move into 2022, could just deal with such a massive amount of learning what it is to be loved and to be secured and to be supportive by those around you. Also to be proud of what you have been through. Specifically if you have overcome a lot of hardships in your family life or your home life, or if you've been bullied in the past and now you have a really good group of friends, like something along those lines where it really pushes you to feel more secure and supported and appreciate those who are around you, okay? And I think it's really interesting with the as you did in the past, your home base or family, do what makes you feel secure. I think a lot of you too might resort to the fact that pushing people away is easier than letting them in, and that could be one of the biggest lessons that you are learning right now, is understanding how much more you can gain from letting people in, especially when I said it comes to the hardships, when it comes to the issues that you feel like only you should be able to deal with or to handle. And this is Spirit being like, you are loved and you are here for a purpose, and this is why you have the support system around you, okay? This is Spirit saying don't give up on the people around you, don't give up on the friendships around you and the family members that have been there with you since day one that keep pushing you to do better things, okay? Like that is the energy that Spirit wants you to be more like appreciative of. I want to grab the deck here to get any additional information, and I think I might want to pull one more card from the Rebel deck because I don't want this to be a super short reading, but I just want to see what else they have to say in terms of, you know, like this one right here where it says you need some effing yoga in your life. Ancient shit is cool. Some of you could be feel drawn to do yoga lately, or have been for a while, but you just haven't pushed yourself to do it. And that is something that I feel like Spirit is saying here, that is part of your tough love message. It's like thinking about doing something and not doing it is just absolutely hindering you from experiencing the utmost things that you can in life. So we have the Ten of Wands in reverse, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, and we have the Three of Wands upright. A lot of you could be a fire sign, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I'm going to use the Astro Dice later to pull some specific signs. But lots of fiery energy, and fiery energy in particular having to check in with their emotions and having to be more open to the emotional vulnerability that friendships and family members can offer, okay? Because with the Ten of Wands reverse, the Ace of Wands reverse, I feel like a lot of you could be in a transition of your life as well where it's kind of difficult. So for me, this is kind of thinking of high school going into college. This could be literally a recent college grad. You could have just gotten a new job and you're just learning all the new ropes and it's tiring. Okay, like whatever the case is for you guys, pile one, the Ace of Wands in reverse shows me that there's a lack of feeling enthusiastic about life. There's a lack of enthusiasm when it comes to the things that maybe you cherished before, and that could be family and friends. There's just something going on here where you don't feel that spark to be excited anymore. That could also insinuate that your social life is absolutely crap right now. Like you don't hang out with anyone, you don't ask people to do things. And that's why I also feel like Spirit is saying that you are loved. You have people around you that want to hang out with you, that want to do things, and you have to take that chance on them. Okay? And I feel like with you need some effing yoga in your life, that Ten of Wands reverse always indicates to me stress being alleviated, not feeling like there's so much on your plate anymore. And I feel like this is Spirit insinuating to you that yoga, like literal meditation and just putting in maybe not like even just a 30-minute yoga workout into your routine could help tremendously when it comes to de-stressing. Especially if it comes to the end of the day and you're done your workload and everything. Like this is Spirit being like, you need to do some yoga. You need to alleviate some of that stress, some of that worry, some of that stuck feeling. Because doing some yoga could start and spark that enthusiasm back into your life to get excited about something. But the Three of Wands does show me that I feel like a lot of you guys for pile one are just in this transitory period of your life that although it's really good, like I think it's positive, I think it's also really weird and it's also really hard to navigate. And I feel like with this card too, just for me specifically, looking at this whole spread, you might even be looking at other people and what they're doing. Like see those two sailboats in the card, and I feel like she's kind of looking out on them and she's like, oh, they're going out and doing this new venture and here I am still stuck on land. Like I think some of you could just be feeling a little lost when it comes to comparing yourselves and your progression and where you are currently with your career or school or like anything like that, like your achievements. This is Spirit being like, there's no need to put that kind of comparison on, okay? And I just feel like that's something that you have to be understanding moving forward. So the other cards we have here from the Rebel deck are you've got a feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside you, listen to that shit. I'll put that there, I guess. And then we have you are giving away your power. You are a badass. Act like it. Maybe I'll leave it like this. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we have the time to let go. Move the F on. I want to pull just one more. And then it says, you think someone is lying, they are. So, I honestly feel like a lot of you just need to be, how do I want to say this? When I saw this card, I didn't literally think that any of you in this tough love message are like, literally think someone is lying to you. I feel like this card in particular is relating to that Three of Wands card that I was just talking about, where you feel like potentially if you see a lot of Facebook social media posts that it's like, oh, look at my life, look at all these accomplishments I'm doing, like I'm so happy, and you feel like how can someone else just be experiencing so many other good things all at once and not be like miserable or feeling stuck like me. I feel like a lot of people put on a show. Specifically when it comes to their achievements. And yes, it's important to celebrate those achievements and stuff, but it's not always rainbows and butterflies. And if some of you are comparing your lives to what you're seeing in the distance from people online and not seeing the close-up reality of, you know, particularly like the struggles on the sailboat going to that new venture, like you don't see all the negative things that they're also going through to get to their goals. Sorry for the shakiness, but I feel like a lot of you just need to be moving on from that mindset, and you need to be listening to that inner badass voice and understanding that you've accomplished a lot. Like if you see here with the Three of Wands too, it's like some people don't even have wands. Some people are still struggling to get to the point that you're at now, and you're not letting yourself celebrate it. You're not letting yourself feel loved and supported for everything you've been going through. You're not letting your home base, your family, your friends support you. And I feel like that is where that spark is missing, where it's like, you don't know why you're like not able to shake that feeling of not feeling excited or not feeling proud. And this is just something that is going to be, I feel like, passing by doing yoga. That's pile one. That is definitely something that spirit wants you to be doing, and it's yoga. But I kind of want to see what else spirit has to say for this tough love message and how to handle it in order to really move on. Just because I understand that it's not always easy. Perfect. We have the Two of Cups upright and we have the Devil card in reverse. So pile one, in order to move on, in order to try and get past this moment of your life where you feel like possibly you're stuck and like you're not letting all these people in, this Two of Cup card literally is signaling that you need to let people in. You need to be letting friends and family in. You need to be letting them support you. You need them to in your life to feel secure, whether you realize it or not. Even if you think that you're introverted, pile one, you need to be doing it. And I know it's going to be easier said than done, but this is spirit being like, you need to be taking toxic habits out of your life. Particularly, I keep hearing like possibly these toxic habits could be not working out, because you know that working out is an endorphin hamster for you, like whatever it is, like it makes you happier, but you're just not allowing yourself to do it. This could be socializing with your friends. You know that that would make you happy, but you don't let yourself do it. Like something along those lines where you know that the toxic habits in your life now are just not helping you get where you need to go and feel, but you're not doing anything about it. And a lot of that has to come with the support that your family and friends could be giving you, but you're just pushing it away. And part of that too is like maybe taking less time on social media, like getting off social media, stop comparing yourself to other people, and just letting yourself do your own thing and feel proud about your own hard work and how much you haven't given up and all these things. And I feel like a lot of that stress is going to fall off your plate, off your shoulders, whatever you want to say. Like this is definitely just a situation where you're going to have to be reconnecting with yourself and reconnecting with the people around you in order to feel that support and take a chance on them and work through your current situation and feel proud about it and feel happy and allow yourself to, because I know deep down you want to, but it's like that comparison, and it's like not allowing yourself to work through the toxic habits that you know that you're putting upon yourself. Okay, like it's time to move on past this period of your life where you aren't allowing yourself to feel loved and to feel secure, and do some yoga. Okay, pile one, I know that was pretty short, sweet, simple, to the point, but this was your tough love message. I would love to know in the comments if any of this resonated. I want to roll the astro dice here just to get some specific signs, sun, moon, or rising, to further reconnect with some people on this message. So we have Capricorn. So some of you might be a Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising. I'll roll it one or two more times. We also have Aries. So you could be an Aries, sun, moon, or rising, pile one. And last roll. Oh my goodness, give me a second. All right, sorry about that, pile one, but it looked like the third roll was a Cancer, sun, moon, or rising. I apologize if the ring light was too harsh on the cards, but yeah, so this could further resonate for you guys if you are Capricorn, Aries, or Cancer, sun, moon, or rising. All right, pile one, if you didn't see my last video, it was the December love predictions. If you want to head on over there and enter the 500 subscriber giveaway, I have the details at the very end of the video. And if not, I'll see you next time. All right, pile two, this is the T, your tough love message from spirit. So if you picked this chunk of amethyst, this is your reading. So we have the pre-shuffled cards here. I'm going to start with the tarot cards and then move into the other oracle cards to see what spirit wants you to know. Okay, we have the Four of Sky in reverse. And this is my Mystical Cats tarot deck, so you're going to see some kitties on these cards. We have the Seven of Earth in reverse. Then we have the Four of Sea. And the Sky Tom in reverse. Okay, let me pull the Rebel cards. Our tough love message is, and they do have curse words, so I'm sorry about that. But we have the You Need a Big Fucking Hug card, and then it says squeeze. And then we have the Fuck Fear card. It will lie to your face. And then our supplementary oracle card is the Lighthouse, Don't Doubt Your Worth. And I have a house card, so this is going to show me what part of your life could this overall tough love message be connected to the most. And we have the as if it or they came from all there is, the philosophies and laws involved do it in a big way in the 9th house. So pile 2. There's a lot going on here about needing to understand your worth when it comes to the big picture of your entire life. So I also want to say too, this is not spirit degrading or devaluing any sense of fear or sense of, how do I want to say this, worry. But at the same time, this is spirit kind of insinuating to you that you're letting life pass by a little bit too much by letting fear and worry take over. A lot of you could be a water or air sign, sun, moon, or rising. I'm going to use my astro dice later on to get some specific messages here. But I think a lot of you are going through phases of possibly overworking yourself one week and then the next week feeling absolutely horrible and having existential dread. Like, that's the sense of feeling I'm getting, where it's like one extreme to the next. And I feel like a lot of this just has to do with feeling like possibly, one, you're not realizing your entire sense of self-worth, in the sense that you're not finding a good balance when it comes to what you can or can't do or should or shouldn't do. Like, it's the sense of not knowing what is going on. Like, you're letting confusion and fear take over instead of looking at the big picture on your whole entire life and understanding maybe you don't need it all figured out right this second. And I feel like that's why there's this two polar opposite meanings between these cards, where it's like, one, you need a hug, like everything's gonna be okay. But on the other end, you have to understand that you can't let fear take over your whole life, okay? Like, your feelings are valid. You are deserving of a break and a hug and all this stuff. And yes, there are things that you should be doing and should be getting to at this point in your life. But at the same time, you shouldn't be absolutely freaking out about what you haven't done yet or what you should be doing. Like, I think that this has a lot to do with just taking a step back and realizing that you're worthy of just living a life where you don't have to freak out over every little thing. And I don't want to say necessarily that this is like an anxiety-ridden spread. It's more so this existential dread. Like, that's what I keep hearing in my head, is existential dread. So if this is something that has been on your mind a lot lately, where you feel like one day, this could possibly be like, I need to do 500 things today because if I don't, I could die tomorrow. And on the other hand, you have this feeling maybe one day when you wake up and you're like, I might die tomorrow, so why am I so worried about all these little trivial things and not do anything? Like, it's very much so this wishy-washy feeling that I keep picking up on for you, pile 2. And that's why I feel like it's just this sense of like needing to take a big deep breath and understanding that, one, you have your whole life to figure this out, and two, if you are so worried about certain things, you're going to restrict yourself from, one, living in the moment and knowing your worth about certain opportunities, and two, realizing that, like, you don't have to have it all figured out. Like, that's what I want to keep saying to you guys. Like, this is a little bit similar to pile 1 in the sense where I feel like pile 1 kind of struggled with their maybe not appreciating the moment that they're in with what they've got going on. But for you, pile 2, this is more so just like the extreme between the two. And I feel like for you guys as well, pile 2, this could somehow resonate in the same sense that some of you are afraid to try new things because of, you know, this is how it's been for so many years now, for so many months now, this is how I've been living my life. And it's like, yes, you could keep doing what you're doing, but at the same time, absolutely nothing is stopping you but fear from going out and trying a whole new routine or trying a new job or trying a new school. Like, whatever the case is, it's like you don't have to stay where you are out of fear. You have your whole life to stay somewhere because you learned to like it. And just because you're 25 or 16, 17, 18. Like, you don't have to stay where you are just because it's what you have been doing, or because you feel like you're not worthy to advance, or you're not worthy to be getting a new job or something along those lines. That's fear being like, fuck fear, okay? And I feel like a lot of you are just going through this phase right now of learning how to communicate yourself internally, not externally with other people, but internally, like learning what works best for you. And I feel like that's why I just feel like a lot of you need that hug. You just need to be told it's going to be okay, and that you have your whole life to be figured out. And this is that tough love message I'm talking about here. I want to grab the deck to just get some other little messages here from Spirit about this tough love message and what else you need to be knowing about this path. Yes, oh my gosh. Okay, so we have the Eight of Sky here. I think this is interesting because the cat's like stuck in these roots. And then we have the Demon Cat in reverse, which is essentially the Devil card. And then we have the Ace of Fire in reverse. So a lot of you guys, pile 2, really need to be understanding that everything that you got going on, this fear, this worry, the Eight of Sky shows me that it's all internal, sis. It's all coming from inside. Like those bats, yeah, they're flying by and they're scary, but they're not really affecting the cat. The cat's just freaking the F out. I mean, yeah, the cat's trapped, but I feel like it could easily get out, but it's like not letting itself because it's worried. And with the Demon Cat in reverse, this is also showing me that a lot of this, I feel like it's just coming from external things, meaning, how do I want to say this? You might be seeing other bad things that are happening to other people in your life, and you might be freaking out, worrying if it's like gonna happen to you. And seeing that is causing you to have this lack of adventure, this lack of spark to move forward, a lack of having consistency in your life. And I feel like you're just not allowing yourself to enjoy. This is very similar to pile 1 in the sense that you're not allowing yourself, pile 2, to enjoy where you're at. But it's more so you're just going back to the existential dread thing. Like there's just a lot going on here. A lot. And I feel like you're not letting yourself actually rest when you're resting. Like if you keep waking up in the middle of the night because you're stressing out about, oh, I haven't done this or this yet, and it's just like you have so many things to do, and it's like, look at the big picture here, pile 2. If you're gonna live till you're 90, you know how many more years that is of this worrying and fear? Do you really want to spend all that time every single night worrying about this stuff? And that's why it's like adopting this whole new mindset about what is or isn't worth your worry right now. What is or isn't worth your time right now. Why are you stressing out about something that might or might not happen in 30 years from now? Like that kind of energy where it's like, it's exhausting. it feels exhausting, pile 2. And I just feel like a lot of you need to be checking in with yourself, because I feel like you're not allowing yourself to grow because of it. Like you're kind of just stuck. You're making yourself be stuck spiritually, mentally, physically, in terms of not letting yourself just like go with the flow. I kind of want to see what the other Rebel deck cards have to say. We have it's not everyone else's fault, it's yours. You are a grown-ass adult. Stop blaming others for your shit. And then the other one is don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you. So this one in particular I think is interesting because I feel like a lot of you, pile 2, might be kind of feeding into that thing where it's like, how do I want to say this? You might not even realize that you're doing this to yourself in terms of freaking out about the existential dread and like not pursuing certain things or like trying to do too much at once. And you might constantly blame these actions on other people. And again, I don't think it's on purpose. I think it's very much so subconsciously you're doing it. But this is spirit kind of being like, you're a grown-ass adult. It's time to kind of take a step back and realize that this is your life. I don't want to say this, Pile 2. It's almost like I keep getting the picture that it's like a frantic person that keeps pointing at other people for why they're doing what they're doing. And again, not that I'm saying you're narcissistic or like some kind of situation where you're like doing it on purpose, but it's like you're not realizing it because you're blinded by fear of messing up. You're blinded by the fear of doing something wrong in this lifetime. You're blinded by not doing enough. Okay, and with this one here that says allow that shit to come to you, Pile 2, this could literally mean that you're trying to accomplish things in your life that's too much on your plate. If that part is resonating with you, that's gonna come to you with time. Like, you have time. Like, that's what I keep wanting to tell you guys. You don't have to have your whole life purpose completed in one singular night. It's gonna take time. And you have time. Like, whether you believe it or not, you have the time. And this is spirit kind of being like, you're self-entrapping yourself and getting yourself so worked up about other things that you're not enjoying the time you actually have. Okay? And that's why I feel like Pile 2, this is such an existential reading, and the fact that it's like, you're losing your spark, you're losing yourself in the moment because you're not looking at the big picture. And I feel like that is what spirit wants you to be aware of through this tough love message. It's like, things are going to come to you. The things that you want, the things you want to accomplish in this lifetime are going to come to you. So stop blaming other people for your frantic stuff. Stop blaming other people for why maybe you haven't gotten to it yet. And, stop freaking out at the point that, like, you have time. You have time. So it's like, I don't know, just a lot going on here, Pile 2. And I know it's easier said than done, but it's very much so the sense where a lot of you need to be allowing yourself to maybe make mistakes, allowing yourself to go slow, allowing yourself to find a happy balance. Like, you don't have to be overworking yourself either. That's also what I want to say for you, Pile 2. The cards I just pulled, I want to see what they have to say in terms of how you could be improving your situation and really adopting this tough love message. So we have the Sea King, and we have the Cat in reverse, which is essentially the Fool. And then we have the Two of Sea, which is the Two of Cups, and this one was the King of Cups if you didn't pick that up. But this is interesting because I also pulled the Two of Cups for Pile 1 in terms of what they could do to help their situation moving forward. So for a lot of you, Pile 2, this has two meanings to me. You could have a father figure in your life that is a really good grounding point for you. They could be someone who's very stable and supportive. This is someone that I feel like you need to be turning to for advice with how to deal with all this existential dread and just being super honest about it. In the other case of maybe that isn't relating to you, Pile 2, this could also mean that, too, you have to allow yourself to be emotionally fulfilled with what you have going on now. Stop trying to romanticize all the things that you could be doing moving forward and not focusing on what you do have right now that's making you feel complete. Okay? And with the Cat in reverse, Pile 2, this is also, I feel like, spirit trying to tell you what I was already trying to say. It's like, take a step back. Stop trying to, create something new every single night of your life because you feel like you need to complete so many different things before you move on. Like, you have the time. So take the time to connect with someone else, specifically that father-like figure that wants to help you through all this, to guide you. Like, I really feel like a lot of you guys, Pile 2, have a father-like figure in your life that want to help guide you. This could be a grandfather, this could be even an older brother, like whoever that resonates with you the most. Let this person in and allow them to help you understand what it's like to have a good balance when it comes to enjoying your time off, working, doing side hobbies, and, spending time with family and friends. Like, this person wants to help you through it all. And I feel like a lot of this just has to come with emotionally maturing as well. Like, understanding with each year that you grow old, it's like, I had so much time. Why did I waste my time freaking out? Okay? Pile 2, I really hope that makes sense and resonates with you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments if this is something that has been going on for you and has been for a little while or whatnot. I'm going to roll the astro dice here to get some specific signs for confirmation. So some of you could be an Aries sun, moon, or rising. Some of you could be a Taurus sun, moon, or rising. And a Gemini sun, moon, or rising. Of course, if you aren't any of those, that's totally fine, but this is just to help further connect with certain people with this message. So guys, if you haven't seen my last video, it's the December love predictions, and I have information in that video about a giveaway. So if you want to hop to that video to watch it and then enter the giveaway for me reaching 500 subscribers, feel free to, and if don't, that's totally okay. Regardless, I hope you see you next time. Alright, hey Pile 3, those who chose the Moss Agate Moon Crystal, this is the tea. Tough love message with the pre-shuffle cards here. I'm going to start with the tarot ones, and then we'll move into the oracle cards, of course. So we have the Knight of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords, we have the World in reverse, and then we have the Fountain. Interesting. Lots of air sign energy here. I'm curious to see what the astro dice at the end of the video has to say for specific signs that could resonate. Let's go into the Rebel Tough Love message cards. They do have curse words, so if that's something that bothers you, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be saying them. We have the Get Some Fucking Sleep card, and on the back it says, you are being an ass because you are fucking tired. Face to pillow now. And the other one is fucking apologize. Seriously, just do it. Alright. And then I'm gonna pull this card here, and this is some extra advice from Spirit. It says, the Phoenix card, how's that for happily ever after? And then I have a house card here that is going to show me what area of your life could this tough love message be resonating with you the most. And we have the first house, who you are, your desires, your actions. Interesting. So this is kind of like the house I feel like is like your main personality, kind of like why you are the way that you are. So I want to say here initially that your tough love message here, there's two things going on here. One, this is self-explanatory. Some of you need to be not sticking up for yourself. I guess I should really be saying stepping up. That's the word I'm looking for. Stepping up and communicating that you're sorry for someone or with someone. There's somebody in your life. It could be related to a mother figure. It could be related to some female figure in your life that you need to be apologizing to. Okay? And I feel like Pile 3, a lot of you haven't apologized, even though you know that you probably were in the wrong, out of fear of admitting that you were wrong. Kind of like the sense where you don't want to be seen as maybe a coward or someone who backs down to others, or like this card here, I feel like is a perfect example of how this whole energy is feeling. It's like you want to prove to everyone else that you can rise from the ashes and do your own thing. Whereas deep down, you know you probably have to owe someone an apology for what has happened through the flames. And I feel like this is more about being a bigger person. And I feel like it might even be something that bothers you deep down. In the sense that I feel like as you gain more experiences in your life, as you learn new things and you go through new trials and tribulations, you might realize that you were possibly hurting other people in the past to get to where you are now without realizing it, perhaps, as well. It's almost like I keep getting the feeling that you possibly rushed through things with other people that completely hurt them, but you disregarded in the moment because you were trying to get to where you wanted to go, because you wanted to create some kind of foundation for yourself, some kind of situation that would benefit you, and you didn't really care about how it affected other people at the moment. And looking back, you realize that your desires and your actions have caused some people to hurt. And I feel like this is all about you just being communicatively mature enough to admit that you are sorry about something that you have done in the past. I feel like for me, this is resonating for those who might have had something like this happen in their late teens, early 20s. And a lot of this just, I feel like, comes from a maturing aspect. This tough love message from Spirit is really just saying that, like, maybe you were immature when this happened, you were inexperienced, you didn't realize that what you were doing was really harmful to someone else. And looking back, you realize you owe that person an apology and that you just have to do it. Because I feel like, too, for some of you, part of this whole, like, get some sleep thing, I feel like some of you just maybe realize that you were an asshole. Like, believe it or not, you could have been an asshole doing something, and maybe you aren't sleeping well because you're dreaming about it, or you keep having, you know, subconscious thoughts about something like that, or you're having like nightmares or something where you're just not able to process what happened because you haven't communicatively apologized for it. And I just feel like it's something that might not even be like the hugest deal in the world, but you know it hurts someone. And I feel like that is the biggest thing I want to say over and over again. It's like you realize that through your actions and your desires, you kind of hurt someone. Like, I'm going to just keep saying that over and over again. The other cards we have here for, like, kind of clarity about what this could be. Oh my god, we literally have the Chariot in reverse. And this card, to me, when it's in reverse, always indicates emotional immaturity, emotional absence. So I feel like a lot of you just were not realizing the potential impact you had because of not being emotionally mature enough to get it. We also have the Seven of Cups in reverse and the Emperor in reverse. So for some of you, this could also be related to a father figure somehow. It could be like a parental situation, where maybe you were so, you know, disrespectful to parents or something. Like, whatever the case is, it could be a mother-father duo here. But the Seven of Cups in reverse shows me as well that at that time, you might have thought like you had no other option and you had to be an asshole. Or maybe you did it thinking there were no other options and didn't realize you were being like a jerk, like whatever the word you want to use for the situation. And now that you're older, a little bit older at least, and have matured and have gone through some things, you realize that that probably wasn't the best course of action to take. And this is something that, again, as I feel like it's going to be very specific to each single one of you, pile 3, and it's going to make sense in different ways. And I feel like it's something that you're gonna have to do if you want to kind of sleep better at night. Like, I feel like you just know that you have to be doing it, even though you don't want to, because you don't want to admit it. I'm gonna see what else this has to say here about additional tough love messages in relation to this. We have the You Are Going Through Some Tough Shit card, and it says, everyone has their turn. Welcome to yours. Gather your tired ass up and handle it. So that's clear as day. And then the other one says, get the fuck outside, move your ass, your body is pissed at you. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is kind of like a self-realization kind of transition in your life where you're realizing that this is your turn to go through some tough stuff. And the tough stuff for you, I feel like, is admitting that you're sorry, admitting that you were wrong. And I feel like this could also just, again, I feel like your body is out of whack because of everything too. So a lot of you could be storing your emotional issues inwards to the point where it's affecting your sleep. It's affecting your body. You're feeling off. You're maybe having medical issues. There's just something going on here where you're not healing because you aren't admitting. You aren't apologizing. You aren't letting your inner true self be sorry for something. And I feel like a lot of you also don't want to admit to being like apologetic because that would mean admitting that before you were in the wrong or that you were immature before. And that is a big deal for you guys, pile 3. And I feel like moving forward, that is something that is going to be unveiled in the sense that it's going to be easier to say you're sorry. I want to pull some cards here to get some confirmation on how you can be handling it this moving forward, even though it's kind of clear as day with the apologize card. We have the Five of Cups, and we have the Nine of Coins, and we also have the Four of Cups. So pile 3. This is kind of spirit. This card I think is funny with the Five of Cups here, where it says everyone has their turn, welcome to yours. Gather your tired ass up and handle it. Because the Five of Cups to me is always the crying over spilled milk card. And it's kind of similar to the Four of Cups too, in the sense where I feel like a lot of you might start to wallow in this, where it's like, I can't sleep, I can't do this, I can't do that, even though you know moving forward the best way to handle this is to just confront it and apologize and talk about it and work it out. And a lot of this, again, has to come with individual self-growth. The Nine of Coins, which is the Nine of Pentacles, to me, is always about being more independent and being on top of your game and being more open and honest about things and just seeing personal self-growth. And I like this depiction on this card here because you see there's rings that get bigger, and I feel like that indicates the lessons we go through to get to the overall who you are now. Like, you've grown, okay? You had smaller issues, bigger issues, and you went through it, and now you're here. And I feel like that's kind of what this whole message is about. It's like understanding that you're a new person now. You're not the same person you were when you made that previous decision. You had different actions, you had different desires back then, and now you have a new foundation. You have a new whatever. You have new things going on here. So I feel like a lot of you need to be understanding that in order to get through it, you have to stop wallowing in it and just apologize. Now, if you made it this far in pile 3, I also want to say that it's just hitting me that a lot of you might be really messed up because you need an apology from someone else. And you're not letting yourself be proud of who you are now because you never got that apology. And because of that, you're like, oh, I'll never get through it. Or you might claim that you're over it, but you're really not. And you're just so stuck in that mindset over and over again, where you feel like whoever maybe that did you wrong, that didn't apologize to you, could have been an attack on who you are, your desires, your actions. They could have, possibly twisted words around, like something along those lines. So if that part is resonating with you, pile 3, and you've seen it this far, it could easily mean that this is spirit saying that you need to fucking apologize on behalf of them so you can move on. Because I honestly feel like pile 3, if that's resonating with you, you're never going to get a legit apology from that person that hurt you. And this is spirit being like, if you want to live the rest of your life self-pitying yourself for not having that apology, it's time to work through that yourself, to adopt apology for them on the behalf of them, to heal. I'm not saying that you literally have to forgive them for what they did, but more so just understand that you didn't deserve what they did. And no amount of you wanting them to say that to you is going to make it happen. So that is something else I want to mention here, pile 3, that a lot of you could be waiting on an apology that you're never going to get. So if you made it that far and that made sense to you, please take what resonates. But I feel like a lot of you just have to be stepping up to it and understanding that you're not the same person anymore. And this is something to finally take back into your control so your body can heal. Especially if you've been having like sleepless nights and like not having, any kind of health, or like if you have some kind of health issues going on that are unexplained, like things along those lines, okay? So this could specifically resonate with those who are Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or I got Cancer again, so Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Of course, this doesn't have to be 100%. If you don't have those signs in your Sun, Moon, or Rising, doesn't mean it can't resonate with you, but that's just to further help connect some people with the overall message here. So Pile 3, I appreciate you watching this video. I really hope that this helped you and open your eyes to certain things in your life. And if you haven't seen my last video, it's the December love prediction. I do have some giveaway details there for a mini personal reading. So if that interests you, you can head on over there and see the giveaway detail entries, because I literally only think 1 or 2 people entered correctly. So there's a huge chance that you could win. So I appreciate you guys being here, like I said, and hopefully I'll see you next time.